I hope that wherever in the world you're watching this, that first of all, that you're keeping safe and well, most importantly. And I wanted to make this video really to talk about where I feel the world is at right now. And it's a very big statement, but this is the middle of February, coming towards the middle of February 2021 that I'm shooting this video. And I'm really just looking back on the last month and a half, I guess, since January 1st came round, and, we all had such high hopes for the new year, right? 2020 being, just, how do you even put into words how challenging 2020 was for all of us? It impacted all of our worlds. COVID came along and just, turned the world on its axis, turned it upside down. And I know coming into 2021, we have had and have continued to have so much hope that it's going to be a better year. And while I do believe that it is going to be a better year, I think we still got a ways to go. It's just, we're not there yet. And while things are getting better, and yes, the vaccine is rolling out, I just see the longer this goes on, I just see people hurting more and more and more. Because things become harder. I mean, hanging on and hoping for things to get better. And the reality is that this just is going on longer than any of us thought or expected it to. Here in Grand Cayman, we're coming up to a year since we closed the borders. We closed the borders in March. When I say close the borders, like airports closed, cruise ships closed. And initially, the hope was to gradually open that in February with the rollout of the vaccine. That was then pushed back to April, and now it's just been announced that it's pushed back to June. So that's not happening anytime soon. And I mean, Grand Cayman relies heavily on tourism. So while so many jobs have been lost and businesses closing, the sad reality is that looks set to continue. I have a lot of friends in the cruise industry. I did that for 20 years of my life. Absolutely love my time doing it. And they're in a similar position. They've been pretty much out of work for the last year. It's coming up to a year. I mean, the cruise lines, God love them, it just keeps getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And, Grand Cayman have announced we will not be taking any more cruise ships here in 2021 at all. Alaska has, the company that I work for, Royal Caribbean, they've cancelled their Alaska itinerary for 2021. So this just keeps getting longer and longer and longer, and it's very hard to see. I'm in touch with a lot of people that are really struggling to make ends meet and to try and find a way to get through this. So yeah, it's just very surreal, to be quite honest. And in stark contrast to that, and I was impacted last year the ways that many of you might have been. I lost my job. June 2020, I was in a sales job. The company had to downsize. I was the last person in, so I was let go. First time in my life ever at 52 to be out of a job and to be let go from a job. And I had to pick myself up and figure out what the next steps were going to be. And thankfully, I was really looking for something quickly to try and, replace my income. And thankfully, at the same time I was looking for something, I came across the opportunity to possibly learn about marketing online. And initially, there was no way I was going to do it. It wasn't for me. It was too old. I didn't believe it was real. I thought it might be a scam. All these sort of things. And thankfully, I had enough interest to even just to learn a little bit more about it, at no cost, but just to learn a little bit more about it. And thank God that I did, because once I started putting my fears aside, I guess, I started learning about it. And then when I started learning more about it, I said, actually, it doesn't matter that I'm 52. I actually can do this. So anyway, long story short, I decided to commit 6 months to learning as much as I can and to trying it. And I'd reevaluated after 6 months and decide where it was going to go. I just passed 6 months on February 1st, funnily enough. I started August 1st learning, launched my company, my online business in mid-October, and I just passed 6 months at February 1st. I look back now, I'm absolutely blown away by, first of all, how much I've learned in 6 months, and secondly, how far I brought my business. I can now say I run my own company. It's wild. And I didn't have any digital skills going into it. You know, I'd never been involved in website design or anything remotely related to that. I'd no background in, you know, trading online, marketing online. This was all completely foreign to me. But I did it. I put in the work. And what I loved was the community that I joined. It was never about, you know, watch a few videos and go out and make yourself rich. Absolute rubbish. This was a platform where if you were prepared to show up, put in the work and commitment to learn new digital skills, then with those skills you could then go out and launch your own online company from scratch. And it did exactly what it said it was going to do. I showed up, I put in the work, I learned. I launched my company in mid-October. I now know how to market and sell online. And I sell multiple products for other companies. I don't even touch the products. I market, I promote and sell those products, and I get a commission based on that. It's called affiliate marketing. On top of that, I very quickly built my business up, and I now coach dozens of people that are coming into the online world, and I start teaching the exact same digital skill sets that got me started. So I coach and I mentor and you know, put that exact possibility to create your own business and find a solution to this craziness and uncertainty that's going on in the world. And you know, I look now, I just closed off my January financials. The company's growing, not even every month, every week the company's growing. I wish I'd have joined it about 10 years ago, but I joined it at a time where the online world, it's just insane how much it's growing and how quickly it's growing. And that is, a lot of that is directly related to COVID and the impact of that. It was growing already, now it's just on a level that nobody saw coming. I mean, on top of everything else, I now have a profitable business that I'm at a point of scaling. And when you talk about scaling, it's that you want to get it out to a wider audience to grow your company. That's an amazing place to be at less than 3 months after I launched my company. So it does work. I'm living proof that it does work. And I think I'm just relieved, to be quite honest, because I remember how I felt when what happened in June and I lost my job, that uncertainty and, you know, desperation in needing to find something quickly, getting into this without having any guarantee that it was gonna work, but willing to give it my all. And now to be at a position where not only do I know it's going to work, it is working. And my lifestyle, the lifestyle that I have now, I'm just ridiculously grateful because it's giving me the lifestyle that I've never had before. I mean, I'm making this, it's a little after 8 on a Thursday morning. I can actually hear and watch the commute going to work. I know you've got this beautiful backdrop here, but I'll turn it around if you can see it. And I don't know what you're seeing there, but there's constant cars passing by. This is a traffic commute going to work. I used to do that. I mean, I used to spend about 2 hours a day coming to and from work. I now work probably 5 hours a day, if even, because 80% of my work is automated. And that's what I learned. You know, it's all set up. You put the foundation in and your automated online marketing system does the rest. So I typically would have about 5 or 6 mentoring calls with members that I coach and teach digital skills to. That's my passion. I absolutely love doing that. And as I say, I also affiliate marketing, sell multiple different products. I had no clue about any of this, absolutely no clue, the day that I joined, August 1st, 2020. So for me, it's just a ridiculous sense of genuine relief. Because I know regardless of what's coming, and my perception is it's gonna take a lot more time to get the world back to some sort of normality. And already there's signs of a recession starting because people just don't have nearly as much money to spend as they did before. So that's coming down line. People don't talk about it a whole lot because we're so focused on COVID. but it's going to take years to get over this, absolutely years. For me not to have to deal with that now. I mean, much less the stresses of a traditional job. And I was in the corporate world for a bunch of years. 2014, I had that 6-figure salary. I wasn't happy. It was ridiculous, the amount of work I was putting in to get that. Now I'm sitting on the beach talking to you at, coming up to 8:30 on a Thursday morning, and I'm going back home to jump on some mentoring calls with some of my members. I can't think of a happier place where I want to be right now. It's absolutely wild. So I wanted to share this just to demonstrate by what I've gone through in the last 6 months that there is hope. I came into this it was never about me making a fortune or becoming rich, which is, unfortunately, the online world has this bad stigma of people say, oh, come in, you're going to get rich. That was never my intention. I'm actually already rich, and I measure wealth in so many things in addition to monetary wealth. I measure it in freedom of time, to do things the way that I want to do them, to not be part of the rat race anymore. I don't have to commute and sit in traffic 5 days a week. I don't have to answer to a boss anymore. I'm my own boss. I don't have to save for all year to take 2 weeks vacation to travel somewhere. I take my laptop when we're going to be able to travel, and I travel with that. So it's opening up all these doors of freedom to me that I've never had in my life before. I just feel blessed. I feel so grateful. And I genuinely want to help people. As I say, I'm coaching and mentoring dozens of people to get to a point of doing the same. I want to grow that. I want to be at a point by the end of 2021 where I'm actually helping hundreds of people. And that's a very realistic goal for me. And that's where I'm headed. I will get there because I put in the work and I show up. So I'm in a position that I can help you. If you can resonate with this, if you're also really concerned of your future and what's coming down the line that we don't know about, if you're at a point in your life where you want change, and believe me, I need a change badly. I was 52, I was not content or happy, and I managed to turn my life around. So I'm absolutely confident that with the right guidance and leadership, you can do it too. So what I want to tell you is that I'm here for you if you want to, connect with me. So I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to be attaching, if you go to the description of this particular YouTube video, I'm going to be attaching my website design. You're welcome to go in there and have a look around and learn lots more about the online world. I'm also going to send you my contact number. I use WhatsApp all the time, so you're going to see my WhatsApp number also listed there. And I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to give you a link to my personal calendar. And this is something that I've literally just started to use in the last month because I needed an automated system to manage my time now that I'm just getting busier and busier and busier. As I say, I average 5, 6, even more calls a day. So I have an automated calendar where you just click on the day that suits you, and then the available times for that day are in blue. You just click to confirm your time, and then you get an automated Zoom link. It's an amazing system. I absolutely love it. And typically on those Zoom calls, I share my screen and I show you, I can show you, and I'd be happy to, the exact same training platform that I use to get me started. It's the exact same. So I'm literally going to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of you if and when you decide to take that step, to making that change, and to understand that you need to learn a new skill set in order to do that. I can teach you and I can show you how to do it. So I hope you found this to be helpful. I understand that the world is a very fragile place right now, and so much uncertainty. And if there's something that I can do to help you, please know that I'm here for that, and I would love to be able to do that. So please don't hesitate to reach out, and I look forward to hopefully connecting soon. Thank you so much for watching.